You're listening to the Wicked Theory Podcast.
We're very happy to have you back, even for a short visit.
And here we go.
Broadcasting to you live from the birthing labs at the Tyrell Corporation, this is the Wicked Theory Podcast.
Yeah.
Woo!
We back, bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's another week, it's another show. I'm Bill Schwangadanga, and every week I bring some friends on, so maybe a little bit of family, and we hang out, we talk nerd stuff, and we got Jay.
Don't worry me fasolati fucking dough.
Not bad. We got Ed.
Carpet tax. They have guns and we have carpet tax.
Okay, we got Dom.
What's a carpet tack?
Tax. Oh, I get it. Plural and singular. I got you. And then we got Bob on guitar.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey.
Probably just smaller fish.
What is that? What? A smaller fish?
I mean, that's what I would assume a carpet tax. Well, I mean, what else would they go for?
I have no idea.
I mean, do they eat like coral?
I thought I was going somewhere
Fuck
else
you.
with that. I was thinking it's a carpet attack, and they're all jumping out of the water at once, attacking people on the beach.
I thought it was a carpet tax as a tax on
Well, no,
carpets.
that is the
TAX.
Yeah.
not TACK.
Yes.
Right. I didn't know which way that was going. Or what? Because what movie is that actually from?
Blues Brothers 2000.
That's why no one knew it.
Yeah, yeah. That's where Mac and Elwood are on the run,
Right.
and like they have automatic weapons. And then Mac's like, "What are we gonna do?" And Elwood just goes look in the glove compartment, and he pulls out a thing of carpet tacks, and they throw it on the road.
On the road, like every other cartoon
Cartoon.
show. Yeah. Trash! All right. I sound like I'm in a tin can. Do I sound...
You sound like that dude named Bill.
You're not in that board.
Bill Sweeney or something like that.
You're on my board.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I know, but I'm coming in through this channel mixer,
Yeah,
so...
I mean, I don't really know how you sound, but I do agree with Jay. That was a garbage movie.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. Okay, see that? Can you hear our difference now? How about that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was just trying to make it a little, because I was sounding like this a little bit. Hey, how you doing? I'm in the back of the room. Sorry.
You sounded
Playing-
like a Kiss
playing-
FM there for a minute.
Only the smooth jazz hits of Kiss FM. All right, so let's what do we do? We do a podcast?
I don't know. Do we have anybody in the
Episode
chat
1.
today? Or
Episode
do we have any
127.
official business to
Let's stall
let
on
the
that.
folks
Let's let the chat room build. Nobody in there yet. All right, so this is episode 127. I guess we could mention that. We could tease that we're gonna get to some news a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe some emails.
Hey,
this-
listen.
Yeah,
Okay, Palmer, you better be fucking hearting the shit out of that right now.
because he's like the only non.
You got one job, buddy. I just want to see hearts every 3 seconds.
Yeah,
I know you have to wait 5 before you heart again, but I want you can figure it out. If anyone else can figure it out,
we might have to skip the chat room game tonight if there's nobody really in there. You know, because what's the point of? What's the point of doing it? Bob's doing a simulcast.
No, everything was supposed to have been off when
That's
we
all right.
started the show.
So with that,
I can do that though. I can just turn this up and leave it on my microphone if you want.
There you go.
no, definitely do not.
Podcast inside of a
everybody.
podcast.
So we might actually end up skipping the chat room game. We'll see what happens. But
Fuck them. That's what I say. I say fuck the chat.
damn, you're right. I don't know. Should
remember the good old days when you used to do this on like a Friday night
we? Nope.
or like a Saturday
Oh
at 4
yeah,
in the
yeah,
afternoon?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Why'd you just shut my
Did you
headphones
turn?
off?
Did you turn my? No. He turned our headphones down.
And I'm turning it back up.
Yeah,
Relax.
yeah, so
Relax.
we
I
can-
realized. I was trying to readjust. Sorry.
Because as a frequent podcast listener, I know the thing that really gets an audience going is technical difficulties.
Oh, they love that shit.
And talking through them. Oh, that's the
Yeah,
best.
just being like, we're gonna get to this. So, speaking of technical difficulties,
To Matt Myra and Andy Secunda, I love you both very much.
they're not listening. I'm just gonna put that out there. Those guys, definitely not Matt Myra.
In their hearts.
Secunda, maybe.
He's retweeted me a couple times.
There you go. That's a special relationship. I hope you're proud and happy about that. I need you to puff that cigar a little more.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
What's up? How are you? You here today?
I'm fucking good. I'm waiting for everybody to be done.
He needs his moment, I guess.
playing a bit of rope-a-dope.
A little bit.
Nice.
Truthfully, I was just enjoying this a little too much.
I think
Maybe
so.
I'll put it out a little
There's a
bit.
cloud going.
That's your regular size cigar, right? That's
Yeah,
not
that's the regular one.
Yeah, that's not the fucking Johnny Horsecock you had last
yeah.
week.
I feel like it's burning.
It was a
weird.
moose cock, more like it. Wasn't enjoying it either as much. This is all right.
All right, so let's move it along. Let's just let people know if they ever want to send in emails, they can send them to podcast@wickedtheory.com. I want to give a shout out once again to Gotham Lights. Sarah Netzley was on there last week. I think I'm supposed to be on the next one.
Bill.
Yeah, and you
I'm
know what?
so nervous.
While you're sending emails, folks,
Yeah.
please feel free to send some other emails along to dctv@wickedtheory.com.
Oh, we fucking
'Cause-
harping on our show
Because
now.
we've been on I think the fourth episode
Have you been checking the email
is going to
account?
be dropping, and all we've gotten is stuff from Twitter.
Yeah.
Twitter updates. So
That's the only things in the email?
that's the only thing in the email. And
Yeah, if you're listening to that, why don't you show us some love?
Yeah,
Let them know.
yeah.
Let them know. Let them know.
you know, shoot us a random question about Lucifer.
Yeah.
we would love to. You know, I mean, we recorded an episode this week, and somehow Sarah reminded me. Spoiler for we forgot to mention micro penises.
Okay.
And only Lucifer fans will know what that's a reference to.
I think I know what it is.
Throw it out there.
I think it's the really
Hey,
tiny,
Bob, did you hear
tiny
that?
penises.
We have to send in emails about Lucifer.
Agent Palmer
do?
wants to
Yeah, so we're going to send them some emails about, Satan.
Agent Palmer wants to know if he can send in an email to the DC TV report, if that's all right.
If you're dating a cast member,
No.
you can't.
No, that's Gotham Lights.
Oh, right.
That's Gotham
I
Lights.
apologize.
So it's
Ah,
open.
fuck.
He's not a producer
I
on
just-
DC TV report. He's like, so actually it's
getting-
open season.
Yeah, unless Sarah's holding out on me and her husband.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Secrets revealed.
My bad. Sorry, ladies.
But
no, she's a classy gal.
but-
not that Steph isn't.
but bringing it back to Palmer, he's in the clear, I think, on that.
Yeah,
He's a regular civilian as far as that show
as
goes.
far as that show goes, yeah, I've worked very hard to keep it that way.
I think you're going to get at least one email for your next show.
I'll tell you what. I would love an Agent Palmer email. I would actually really enjoy it if he signs it as Jason Star Trek.
Very nice.
All right. Live long and ponder. All right, so next, the next Gotham Lights is actually me and Palmer. I forgot. I need to be chaperoned, or he needs to be chaperoned. One of us or both of us need somebody else to. It's a buddy system, I guess.
Yeah.
Going into Gotham Lights in the next one. I'm
think
not
I'm
sure.
so tempted to Skype in.
Well, we don't
Let's
use
do a
Skype.
sneaky Skype attack on Gotham Lights.
Oh, Gotham Lights.
Gotham
okay.
Lights they're still doing it on Skype.
Yeah,
you
they-
guys are
they
using
We use Zencaster.
Zencaster, which is actually working out pretty well for you guys, right?
Yeah.
So if anybody needs to do a one-on-one kind of podcast recording, consider Zencaster. It's actually pretty handy.
The editing is a little involved, but the audio is really solid.
It's really solid and
Yeah,
clear.
really good.
Sounds like you guys are next to each other.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was taking a drag of my cigarette.
I'm sorry, Palmer.
Keeping my cigar down here.
It's down there.
Yeah, so it's not.
It's still wafting. It's all good. It's all
I'll put
good.
it out.
It's all good. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's the initial puff up is what it is with a cigar. You know what I mean? When the initial lighting of it, the puff
Emphasis
to
on
get
puff.
it going. Yeah, exactly. As if there's not enough cigarette smoke in this place. But so I'm not giving you.
There's
I'm
enough.
not giving you any crap for it. There's always enough. There's always plenty.
enough.
There's always plenty.
You got our landlord working next door.
All right, and just think, we've been here for 2 years, never said nothing. Never said nothing. Because it's like, where would he start?
Yeah, I wonder about your share of the deposit though.
Yeah, I do too. I moved a couple of things on the walls, and I'm like,
I have
oh,
a feeling
shit.
I'm getting my share.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Don't worry, I'll cover you. So one of the things we can say for people to look out for this week is that we did a Halloween special last night.
Yes, we did.
We called it Horrorween.
Yeah.
Me, Jay, and Bob, and then some people in the chat room, which is
Lots of people in the chat
A
room.
lot of people. We had a good turnout for that.
Very
last
good
night.
turnout.
You know, we had
It was actually a good thing you came, Jay, because if you didn't come, it would have just been me and Bill, which would have been horror sween.
I
Very
need a
cute.
drum set. I need a dum-dum.
No, it was good, man.
Well, we had a good time.
We had a good time.
We had a good time. Things got scared.
Congratulations to Steph Muniz, our winner of the Halloween special.
They were bold.
She's the one who won all that crap yesterday.
Yes.
She's one who won all the prizes.
The dust collectors.
Yeah.
Snuck in under the radar there and
right at the end.
Right at the end.
She stole it. So you can listen to that. That'll be in the feed this week.
Okay.
At some point, I'll drop it.
Yeah. Our decision had for her to win had nothing to do with Kevin Feige's decision to make an all-girl Marvel movie.
Right.
After all the female actresses came into his office and demanded it.
Actually, that whole fucking debacle is all in the show.
Not the Feige stuff, but just the yeah. Anyway, as I tried to segue, I'll try it again.
She won fair, I thought.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with that, check that out in the feed this week, our Halloween special, and then next time we do one of those, it'll be a year from now. But you can catch that one when we do it then.
Yeah.
You know, we'll be doing more specials.
It'll be a year from now. Why don't we just rehash the old one?
We could just replay it.
A rerun.
Damn, if I hadn't said 2017 in it, damn. We could just run it every year and be like, no, it's live.
Easy fix.
Well, you can just do like a nice overdub. 2018.
18.
Well,
2018.
Actually, can I have a little bit, because I wasn't here for the show, but I did submit a list of my 5 favorite horror movies.
You did.
Well,
We went over
Well,
it.
you're 3, you mean?
Well, Ed, now you have,
See?
and now you have a reason to listen.
Okay.
You know, to see how we handled that.
Okay.
Your particular list and what was on your list. We'll leave that as a tease for our listeners.
I will say, there are 2 that you're saying are jokes. One of them, I will admit, was a joke.
Right.
But the number 3 on my list, I was dead serious about.
And we'll take it.
Yeah.
But you got to give us one more.
All right.
Your punchline was good, but we still want another one for a slot.
Okay.
When you drop the show, just put in the definition of it. Just say,
Right.
Ed's 5th horror movie is this.
Give it away over there. All right, so let's see. Who's in the, is anybody in the... we got Chad. Chad's in the chat room.
Chad and V,
Always,
baby.
Chad.
Yeah.
Always, Chad.
And somebody on
Hello,
the
Chad.
elsewhere, somebody listening remotely who's not logged in, log into the chat. Sign in with Facebook if you ever want to get in the chat and listen live with us.
Obi Ram was in there. I don't know if he's there anymore.
Maybe Obi Ram got picked up by Andorian freighter or something. Some
No,
weird Star
and
Trek
Dorians,
reference.
those are the guys, the blue guys.
The,
with
the
antennas in
whitest
Star
blue
Trek.
guys with the antennas.
Wrong franchise.
That's no more in the
Right.
space.
I'm mixing up my franchises.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to do that.
What's a Nubian?
An African goddess.
I don't know.
I thought. So I guess I don't know. Do we give the hashtag game anyway? And just, Chad will be leaving early, so don't run the game. Is the word I'm getting from the producer's booth.
Save it for next week.
Baba Booey is telling me, hey, Bolf. All right, we'll save it for next week. We'll leave it in there.
It's a hard one, too.
It was a bit of a challenge, and we were hoping to get a decent turnout. You know
Well,
what I mean?
just tell Baba Star Trek to, save it for next week.
Baba Star Trek.
Baba Star Trek.
Baba Ferengi. Okay. That's a Star Trek reference. Okay. In that case, we'll just jump right into the news. Screw it. We'll go right into the news. We'll do news. We'll get all newsified. We'll news it up.
I like to learn new things.
Who does? That's good. That's a good point. I like that. That's logic.
Long live Satan.
It was a little warm up on the news this time. It was a little preamble.
Yeah, I was just doing a little sliding around.
Oh, yeah.
I like it. I like it.
I don't like it too much. I'll do it every time.
So for a while, Steven Spielberg there's been teasing of a redo of his 80s TV series, Amazing Stories.
Which was a topic of discussion on yesterday's show.
On the Halloween special.
And how much we love it and how much we would like to see another season of that. That'd be great.
Evidently, he has just made a deal with Apple.
Apple TV?
I got no Apple sound effect.
Yeah, and their Apple TV's first push into original content is going to be Amazing Stories. Now,
Wow, I'm kind of surprised that they don't have anything like they weren't already doing stuff. They're a little late.
there were rumors that they've been.
Apple's all about ripping people off for as long as they can before they got to do any extra work.
That's why it makes sense for them to do TV.
Well, there have been rumors that they're.
Well, that's why it's been, Mayberry, all the old 50s stuff, I'm sure they have a whole bunch of just,
Ed?
Nick at Night, that kind of crap.
There have been rumors that Apple has been really courting Barbara Broccoli to buy the James Bond franchise.
Oh, wow. Okay. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Apple TV, that is?
Yeah.
And what, make a serialized Bond thing, I guess?
Well, they want to, because, it's a family business, and I think they're looking to cash in and they're looking to sell the franchise rights.
The Bond people, yes, I got
Yeah.
that, but I'm just saying, like, what would Apple TV?
Well, no, Apple in general.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they would just produce the movies.
They
then.
would produce the movies.
Okay.
Maybe spin it off into a TV show. I don't know.
That's the last thing you need is a Bond TV show.
Well, maybe Bond adjacent characters. We just follow Q around for a while.
Q. Just follow Q. Okay.
Well,
We'll
this
learn
is,
about the Q backstory.
This is Apple aiming a little high, though, with Spielberg and
Well, I'm
a
sure
beloved TV series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they figure they can work the iPhone and the tablet into the Bond tricks, and suddenly that'll all be like tech-based using Apple products.
That wouldn't be a bad way to kind of cross over.
No,
that
I'm
stuff.
talking about like what they did accomplish here.
Yeah.
And this series has attracted a lot of A-list directors, even when they were making A-list films at the time.
Amazing
We're
Stories
doing this.
was literally some amazing stories.
Right.
And it's good pedigree, I guess, if you're going to go big.
Yeah,
I'm
it was,
pretty unfamiliar with it.
Yeah, if you want to hear more about our conversation on that, check out the special.
You know what I mean? You should find amazing stories. Like, I don't know what services it's on, but like, if you want something that's like family-friendly Twilight Zone in a way, but not family-friendly where it's cutesy. It always takes a dark turn, but kind of comes in usually at something very accessible, like, oh, this is going to be fun and kind of light, and then it's like,
Yeah, some of them are very dark. Scorsese did one.
Okay.
Spielberg did one, of course.
it ran on NBC in the 80s, you know what I mean?
yeah,
But
Sci-Fi Channel used to run a lot of them in the 90s.
Yeah.
They used to rerun it, I think, right after Friday the 13th, the series.
Right.
it'll be interesting to see what happens because it's like on this kind of a platform. Like, I don't expect it to get darker or anything or more grown up, but just curious. All right, well, that's cool. That's cool. What else? What else?
So Ridley Scott's prepping Prometheus 3
Yeah.
Right. Also, I guess known as
as Alien Awakening.
Again?
I've never seen one sleep. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like he was napping.
Yeah, well,
You know
no,
what I mean?
after seeing Prometheus, you need to be woken up.
Oh, I got you. Ring a bell.
Yeah, and Jay, I remember you really liked Alien Covenant.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm psyched for this. I don't
Yeah.
think I don't see anything wrong. I mean, it did make its money back. I wanted to see if it flopped or not, and it's not that it's flopped. It just didn't make the money they expected it to.
No.
But it
There
did make
was
its
high
money.
there was high expectation.
It made its money back and enough for him to go forward. But he should, because he answered some Prometheus questions, and now he needs to answer questions that are in Covenant. But I think he's doing good so far. I really liked Alien Covenant a lot.
So did I. I loved it.
Yeah, so I
like
think this is a good
Prometheus.
move for him.
Prometheus. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was okay, but I actually did think it made Prometheus more watchable.
Right.
It did.
We
did
agreed
help
on that
movie
front.
out.
And maybe this
You
one
guys
will make
agreed? Wait. Mark it down in the fucking...
I said I agreed on that front where Prometheus makes Prometheus a better film. Christ almighty, dude.
Sorry. Well, your headphones are too loud. You want me to turn them down a little bit?
No, I'm good.
All
I'm
right,
done.
I'll turn down the
I'm done,
sound
I'm done
effects a little bit.
talking.
Well, that's good.
I just love stirring the pot. Really is all it comes down to.
Fucking Instigation 101. Is that your favorite class?
Yep.
Okay.
Just do yourself a favor. Don't ever listen to Ridley Scott do an interview about these movies
Oh.
because he will constantly contradict himself.
Yeah, he's not the guy to go
And-
to for facts about his own movie series. Like, he doesn't
Yeah.
know. He needs to be kept in the... I think he's got like a handler.
Just shut up and direct.
The script is done. Follow the script.
I'm actually interested to see because there have been hints, especially in Covenant, that Blade Runner and Alien occupy the same universe.
Yes, yeah.
And I would be interested to see if this kind of closes that gap a little bit.
I think he's going to bridge his Alien movie into this, I think.
How would they come into play, though, you think?
You think it'd be a twist at the end and turn out like the lone survivor is actually a replicant? Like a super duper twist? Like, outside of like the tangential thing of companies being named the same thing, because that's usually what this ends up being.
Yeah.
Like, because also the Alien franchise is further into the future,
Yeah.
but by how much? Because it's like still
A lot,
in
I
the
think.
like 21s or 22s.
Not as much as you think.
No,
right? It's not
because-
too crazy.
Because in the opening of Alien Covenant, Guy Pearce's character talks about his friend Tyrell.
Okay,
And,
right,
You know,
yes.
kind of like the handle that they had on AI was a different direction.
Right.
Um,
But and also too, I think the Wallace Corp.
Wow.
Is mentioned.
I never
somewhere.
even got that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
But and since they talk about the off-planet colonies
Yeah.
in Blade Runner all the time, but you don't see any of it. You never really get to any of it in a way.
yeah.
You know.
That's why you get the sense that in Blade Runner the world is huge.
Right,
And they
right.
still keep you in this claustrophobic
Ugh,
fucking
yeah.
metropolis that's fucking wasteland, which
We're
you
gonna-
got to see in Blade Runner 2049.
Yep.
So, all right. There's that.
That's good news.
More talk about Blade Runner later.
Yeah, at some point.
After show.
So and everyone except another sequel, another threequel. Ready for Bill and Ted 3? So at New York
How about no?
at New York Comic Con, Keanu Reeves revealed the film's title
Okay.
is Bill and Ted's Face the Music.
I think.
So I'm guessing Bill and Ted are now parents and are getting
Now
a little comeuppance, maybe.
Right. They're raising kids just like themselves.
Well, read
Yeah,
his
pretty
quote.
much.
I have some quotes here. Would you like me to read them?
Sure.
It's a cautionary tale. They're supposed to save the world, but when we see them, they haven't saved the world, and they're married and have kids, and they're playing to nobody, but they have to write the song and face the music. Hopefully we'll make it before I'm 60. The future comes back and says, if you don't write the song by this certain time, the universe is going to unravel, and history and everything is going to change, and the dinosaurs are going to walk the earth, Jesus is playing baseball, or all sorts of weird things start unraveling, and wormholes are twisting. We have to kind of bring order back, and it's connected into our bringing our families together by writing a song. I mean, it's edgy. There's a great scene where Bill and Ted are in jail, and we're seeing our future us's, and they're all tattered and hard, and they're like, what's up, dude? Hey, guys, stop calling me dude. They want to beat up Bill and Ted because they've inherited life and that they fucked up. They're miserable, and they hate Bill and Ted. There's some funny stuff.
That's an amazing Christopher Walken. I thought it was Kevin Spacey at first, but then I realized it was supposed to be Walken.
The reason I was rushing so much is I could see Jay and Bob waiting to interrupt me, and I'm just like, gotta get this
and I'm
out.
like, no, I feel like I got a line. Let me hold it.
If you looked at closely, I took a step back.
Oh, no, I did see you step back at a certain point.
Yeah. I just wanted to point out that I really liked the original idea for the title, which was Bill and Ted, A Tale of Whoa.
I had always heard as Bill and Ted's Triumphant Return.
It's been a million different
Yeah.
things. And I would rather, like, Bill and Ted, we're just going to keep on waiting and just never get to it.
Bill and
kinda
Ted, Keanu needs a paycheck.
No, it's the other guy.
Yeah, well, no,
it's what's
well.
his name?
Alex
Keanu's
Winter.
got fucking
Yeah.
mad shit going right now.
Alex Winter is an accomplished documentarian. He did a great
Yeah.
one.
Big money in that.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
money in documentaries.
Yep.
Yeah, did a great documentary about the Darknet and the beginning of Napster.
Hey, don't get me wrong. Like, the guy's he's got two. That's good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and he also did the Bill and Ted movies.
don't forget. Don't forget.
But
He did good with those.
that's the funny thing. I've heard him on Nerdist a couple of times.
Yeah.
And what's funny is it's always he's talking about this other really interesting shit, and then all of a sudden it just has to get back to where's Bill and Ted 3.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Honestly, there is a fan base for it. You know, you can't deny that. There's people that do want
sure.
that. So give it to them. I mean, I would watch a Bill and Ted flick at them being 50. Why the fuck not?
If they found the right thing that got Keanu to say, okay, this is it, then I got enough faith in that, because I'm sure Keanu is not going to come back, and which is what's kept it from being made, is like some half-ass attempt or something that's not quite that good, or it's too obvious of a thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so if eventually Keanu's like, no, like,
He's
this is it?
enthusiastic about it.
You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
he wouldn't have said that shit at
Don't get me
Comic-Con.
wrong.
Yeah.
He's just, you know, and he looks exactly the same, basically. He only looks 10 years older than he was.
Yeah.
In the,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
I don't know about that.
Alex Winters is, though, you know. That's fair. He's,
no,
well, I'm saying
not as much as you think.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he looks his age, but you could definitely tell he's the same guy.
I feel like he's probably put it on, and Keanu's like been doing nothing but getting leaner. Like he looks like a bones now.
Since
He's
the
John
original
Wick.
Bill and Ted movies, he's had to beef up for action roles, where Alex Winter really just kind of like was sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen him. I'm just kind of figuring, like, you know,
Yeah.
if he's leaned up, the other guy might have put on a couple. You know what I mean?
I will say, if you do want, there are some great Bill and Ted comics out there. Especially there was a great run in the 90s by Evan Dorkin.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Staten Island's own.
Yes, Staten Island's Own. I have an anthology that came out recently, a hardcover that got signed by Evan.
I had the first issue. I think it's signed by him too. Actually, back when it came out. Actually.
Yeah.
But it's actually a good run. It's actually a really good run.
Yeah. I think the two from my childhood, the two crossovers I always wanted to happen were Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
Which we finally got that a couple years ago.
Sure.
And Bill and Ted meets Back to the Future, which has yet to happen.
Well, but it makes sense. I'll settle for Bill and Ted and Ghostbusters too. Like, I kind of thought you were going to go there for a second.
Yeah.
But
Unfortunately, IDW's published by Back to the Future is published by IDW right now, and Boom has Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
But
IDW seems to be able to make deals.
Yeah.
Because IDW does stuff with Marvel.
they do stuff with DC.
You know what I mean? All those artists' books, like those artists.
The artist editions.
Yeah, where you get to see like the artwork kind of reproduced in a way that it's exactly as it came in,
Yeah.
like with the pencil work underneath the ink and stuff like that.
Yeah, and those stuffs are expensive. They're like they're like $150, $200 a pop. But
But
they're
they're big. They're oversized, and they're they're really nice additions.
They're worth every penny.
Yeah, yeah. If you're gonna geek, you geek out hard on that. So hey, I'm not really big on Bill and Ted, but Jay's got a point. Some people are.
Well, those two movies were really good.
They were. It's just one of these things where it's like.
They were well received critically and in the theater. So, and they were funny, and the stories were smart.
Oh, and Jay and I were talking about this. What's the one thing that's going to be missing from this movie?
George Carlin.
Yeah, we need Rufus.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I think is another. I don't know who said it, but I think the person that wrote the article said you would need somebody of
in that role,
comic caliber. And somebody mentioned Louis C.K.
Yeah.
That's,
did you see that?
That kind of realm.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
That actually wouldn't be a bad.
It wouldn't be a bad
choice.
pick.
Yeah.
That's actually a very good pick.
Yeah.
It feels in that wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And he rocks a good facial hair pretty well.
So if they keep doing these elements, keep getting better elements to it, they might have something.
Might have some.
So we'll see.
All right.
All right. This last news article, I'm not familiar with this property, so you guys go to town.
Bill and I
don't even want. I wanted to cut this out.
We'll mention it real quick. Corey Feldman
is interested in bringing back Tommy Jarvis, who was the kid he played in the Friday the 13th series.
I just saw Tommy Jarvis and I got confused. I do know what this is.
Right.
Even Bob knows what Tommy Jarvis is.
Yeah, well, that was in Friday the 13th Part 4, which I actually thought was one of the best ones.
Right.
The final chapter.
Well,
Which really wasn't the
Corey
final chapter
Feldman
at
went
all.
up to New Line Cinema and wants to continue that story from there and forget everything else and just pick up from there.
Well, you could pick up
course he does.
a Tommy story from that point. It
That's
doesn't
what
have to be a Friday the 13th story.
Well, it seems that's what he's trying to go for.
He's like, let's
Yeah.
kind of like bring the Friday the 13th series
Just turn Tommy
back.
into a nut job,
Yeah.
It'd be kind of interesting in a
Yeah.
way. I just brought it up because it's Friday the 13th weekend.
Because at the end of that movie, he's sitting in bed and he's got that evil look in his face.
With a shaved head
Yeah,
and
with the
he's all
shaved head and all
fucked
that.
up.
So why not?
Right.
You know? And besides, Corey Feldman's not a bad guy. He needs a paycheck.
Well, Bill begs to differ with you.
All right.
Yeah, I do.
I know he needs the paycheck to pay for his drugs.
No, he doesn't.
Now, Bill,
he doesn't.
you be Corey pitching this to us, and Dom and I will be the executives at the meeting.
I'm in.
All right, so like I was thinking, right? There'll be a bunch of girls in bikinis, and I'll do some Michael Jackson moves to fight Jason at the end.
Okay.
I'll do a quick spin.
Before he molested
and I'll
me?
flip my arm out to the side and do the
Do you have me some coffee? Is it? Do you want anything? Cream, sugar?
Coke? You got Coke? You got
All right.
You guys got any crystal meth? You guys got any-
Thanks for coming in, Corey. It was really great seeing you.
All right, well, I'll just wait in the lobby until you guys kick me
Yeah, that's
out
nice.
or give me a deal. Whichever one comes first.
You know what? Get him a bottle of water.
Whoa! Yeah, give me a bottle of water.
I didn't know I was going to try and pull out
Wasn't he the
Corey.
voice of Donatello or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it was Donatello or Raphael.
It was Donatello.
It was Don. No, it was you're right. It was definitely Donatello.
All right.
Pizza dude!
I know he was thankful for that role.
And then at the end, I'll have a hatchet and I'll hack him up again. Die, die, die. It'll be like the same ending, but, it's cyclical.
I do agree
People
with
like that.
I do agree with Bob that that was one of the better Friday the 13th sequels.
It was.
That's the big
Holy
takeaway.
shit.
That's the big takeaway here,
Yeah.
folks. Nothing else.
What? What's wrong with that?
Segway Central.
Well, no, it's just great. It's just when I think box office draw in 2018, I'm
Yeah.
thinking Corey Feldman.
Right. You know what I want to wonder? Like, I really wonder is like the executive, like, who took the meeting.
Yeah.
Like, what? Who had your balls to the fire? Like, why did you even take the meeting?
Oh no! This is exactly what happened. He went into his office. Guys, you're not gonna believe this. Guess who wants to meet with us?
Oh, right.
Let's just bring him in.
Right,
Let's just bring him in.
Set up a camera in the bushes. Because you're all going to want to see this.
Come on. Yeah. That's it.
It's great. It's great.
Because you understand, they have to have meetings. That's how they keep their job.
Well, fair enough. I'm so busy. I get that. You know what I mean? And it's like, hey, I gotta have a meeting with Corey.
I gotta know. Wait. When's the next opening? Thursday.
Yeah.
You know what? Just kind of put.
I mean, and you never know. Hey, Danny McBride's making a Halloween movie, so I guess we have to hear everybody's pitch.
True.
So, okay. Does that finish up the news, I guess?
Yeah, it does.
It does, kind of. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to do some trailer trash. We haven't done it in a while.
Yeah, baby.
We had some kind of big trailers this week. And I'm getting fucking the PTSDs from fucking Cash.
You always fire Jay.
Can't do that.
I think Bill has PTSD
fucking
from the
kill me.
volume that was going on in our theaters earlier this
God.
morning
Oh, my God.
during Blade Runner 2049.
You want to hear like every music cue from Blade Runner?
What you did? No.
And like that loud. Like I'm sitting on the fucking speaker.
No, it has to be that. Well, what did you do? The RPX? You
No.
did
No,
did
it was like the
Regal-
regular X. It
Okay.
was like the no X.
You didn't do the Regal Premium experience?
No, maybe that would have. They
No.
would have fixed the levels, I guess, in that theater.
No. What?
Dolby Hi-Fi.
My fucking head hurts. from
No,
doing that.
it has to be that loud because they've redefined, you know, the last like 5 or 10 years they've redefined the rules for the sound mixing Oscar.
Okay.
And that it goes to the loudest movie. So,
Right. Okay. Well, then now I get it.
you know, that's why Hacksaw Ridge and all the war movies always.
Well,
take
I
it.
think this one's winning. I think this
Yeah.
one's winning. I think who's got the music on this? Hans Zimmer probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he just fucking knocks the keyboard on the floor now. That's just his thing. It's just like, oh, did we record that? Were we plugged in?
He throws it on the fucking
Yeah,
floor.
yeah, yeah, fucking. Where's the cat? Let the cat walk across the keyboard.
Can we print that?
Print. All right, so
Trailer trash.
trailer trash.
It's back.
How about them Star Wars? Everybody likes Star Wars.
All right, it was Hans Zimmer.
Oh yeah, I heard the Jar Jar Binks movie was announced.
Jar Jar Binks, the saga of Misa.
So what? There was
oops.
apparently a new trailer for The Last Jedi.
Yeah. I like Dom's approach where it's just like, I'm not watching trailers anymore. He's like,
Yeah, I
everyone's
quit.
going to talk about it, whether they give a shit about. I'm trying to avoid it or not.
I've been thinking
So,
about that.
I'm just quitting trailers because for most of the superhero movies and the geek shit for the most part.
For Lent?
No, forever. 'Cause fuck
Okay.
it.
No, yeah. Because look, even if you try
But
not to,
only because I know I'm going to see the movies.
yeah.
So
There's that, and I think
I'd love to go into them fully blind without seeing a thing.
And I think to a degree, being around here, and also just people wanting to talk about shit in general, is like you can't get away from a conversation about it probably anyway. So you'll catch a vibe. You'll like you don't have to see it to kind of be in the know.
You know something, Dom? I've been laying low on trailers too. No, I'm saying the only reason why I went nuts for this because I'm a Star Wars fan. I had to look at this,
Right.
but for the most part, I haven't been. Like whenever we used to do trailer trash,
Yeah.
I would be watching them for the first time with Ed.
Right, yeah, sure.
Because I kind of just stopped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was on a kind of a tear too, just eating up trailers galore. And,
Yeah.
and you know. Maybe one or two. If you nowadays, it's like you don't need them all. It's not even like they really kind of give away too much.
Yeah.
Always. I mean, sometimes they do, but like you don't really need them.
Yeah, I feel like you could stop with that first teaser.
Yeah. If
You
you
know.
want to just catch the vibe and the feel of a thing, which is kind of like we're going to get to New Mutants in a minute, but like that's why I made you watch it earlier because I wanted you to catch what they were doing.
He put
So
a
let's
gun-
talk about
he
Star
put a
Wars.
gun to my head.
I did. I was like, you don't fucking watch
Yeah,
this thing.
but like I remember with that Black
Thanks
Panther.
for inviting me.
These guys come at 6. You don't come out until like 6:45.
Hey Bob, come watch this trailer.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Next time.
You guys are watching them, and I'm in the next room. Just
Fair
say,
enough.
Hey Bob.
Fair enough.
fair enough.
Fair enough.
So
Fair enough.
The first one up here is Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yep.
Yes. I heard about it.
Thoughts?
Yeah, this one I saw.
Cash and stash. And I'm out.
That's it.
Yeah.
And Jay was the one like,
Cash and stash.
I know you are not done.
Yeah.
I'm done. That's it. I said everything I needed to say on Twitter. I said,
Oh.
holy fuck. I'm cashing, I'm stashing, looks incredible, and it mirrors what I've been saying.
To me, there was nowhere for this movie to go but down, and it stayed the same. So I'm in.
Yeah. This is
You
not
know,
a trailer that.
Nothing here that makes you not want to see it.
No, there's nothing weird or there's no bad stuff in this one. Clint's feeling like we didn't really kind of put him into the mix enough because his name is Vengeful Jedi on the Twitters. So his point is like, you're not bringing me into the chat.
But I'm gonna
You're in the
say
chat,
this.
buddy. Tell us what you think in the chat room.
But I'm gonna say this. I can definitely feel a different fucking energy vibe of a different director doing this new movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's right there in your face. Something different. We're gonna get something completely off the rail.
I think that's the subtitle to part 9.
Right. Completely off the rails.
No, the force in your face.
The force in your
Face full of force.
in your fucking face.
That's the J remix.
Yeah.
Face
That's
Force.
the J edit.
Yeah, I make custom Blu-ray fucking.
I do some redubs.
artwork
I do some redubs.
with my own artwork.
Full force.
The fuck is with you?
One of the better Star Wars trailers in quite some time, I have to say.
Yeah, and it's like I think like everybody's talked about. I think a little bit that there's some misdirection going on there, and it's some kind of like obvious because it just has to be because you can almost feel it, and I think that's cool because it's like I don't need to know everything. Just don't kind of pull the Rogue One, which is like a lot of scenes that are like not even in it at all.
I don't think that's.
I don't think that's the case as much here as it was with Rogue One.
When Force Awakens trailer dropped right before it came out,
all that stuff
that shit is in there.
Yeah, all that
So-
shit is in there.
Now, I didn't see the trailer, but my guess is that there's gonna be some big story twists in the movie that you don't see at all, like any hints of in the trailer.
That's
I
what
feel
they
like,
want you to
I
think.
feel like Disney and Star Wars now.
Yeah.
It feels like they're
Or-
dancing around something.
Or-
It definitely feels like they're dancing
because
around
I feel like
something.
this trilogy that we're in right now, there's got to be like at least 2 huge story twists,
Yeah.
like just in the process of us figuring out like what the end game of the trilogy is. You know what I mean?
Well, the
Like, what
trailer's leading
yeah,
us to believe that something is going to go
Okay, I'm sure it is. Right?
straight into
Well,
left
yeah,
field.
that's a whole misdirect, though. Obviously,
Right, exactly.
Because they're not giving us anything, and then they're giving us the teaser. So, the Jedi are gonna, have to end. Well, okay, that just means they're gonna call them ninjas.
And I agree with
know
you.
what I mean?
The only thing that I think differently is this director and this writer.
Right.
Yeah, and what's
But
funny
I
is
think what they're giving us though is a total misdirect as to something else that's going to be a big bombshell where we've seen this franchise go in the past. This is going to be something that flips the script a bit,
Right.
Because everything that's been reported about the way that the script was received was that initially people didn't like it, and then when they thought about it and discussed it, it actually made a lot of sense. And for the long haul, it was probably one of the best things for the franchise.
It's to me, it's just a hint
So-
that you don't know anything.
Yeah.
And it's going to go somewhere where you definitely don't think it's going to go.
Yeah, and I think a lot of
Yeah.
the hype after the teaser was that this is just going to be a rehash of Empire, but this trailer gives me a much different feeling than that.
Yeah.
No, we just had.
I mean, you do have kind of like the Luke and Yoda versus Ray and Luke vibe going here,
but not quite.
Yeah, it looks like it's going in a very different direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think those kinds of things, are the familiar touchstones or like, oh, it's someone being trained. And it's like, but that's like the limit. It's like, all right, yeah, but the spins are going to be very different.
But that's what makes it brilliant.
And I think in the end, too, I think the whole mythology is going to take a turn of a sort. And, if indications are correct, it's going to be about going back to earlier days of the Jedi mythology that really kind of didn't get time on screen, in the big screen. So Clint was another massive Star Wars head.
Cool. What do you have
Because
to
I
say?
called him out. I was like, all right, so tell us what you think in the chat. And so he goes, well, there's a strong dark vibe with this one. I have a couple of new predictions for the trailer, but I don't want to put them out there in case I'm right. I think Kylo Ren probably could seduce Rey towards the dark side with the promise of connecting with her family, and may end up taking down Luke. And that's following the setup in the trailer a little bit of like, oh, like what side
Hence-
it's going to be on. But I feel like that might be.
I think it's going to go the other way.
Hence, Luke being the last Jedi. Does he
Right.
have to fend this off by himself again?
And I feel like Luke's whole, I
That'd be
think this
cool.
is the end, is just how he feels initially, and he'll be convinced otherwise, or that's his initial reaction, and we're just playing on that for drama. As much as I feel like Rey's line of dialogue is something that she says in a moment of manipulation of the other guy. I think it's a final blow moment where it's like, hey, I'll hang out with you. Oh, really? Yeah. Push. You're like, it's a distractionary tactic. I think.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, I can also see him saying like, yeah, the Jedi should end, and we need to form a different order on different principles.
Right.
Kind
Yeah,
of like the
yeah.
same way the Knights of Ren are a different form of the Sith.
Let's call them libertarians. All right. All right. Cash. All right. So we rewatched, but not Bob. I'm sorry, Bob. There's a teaser trailer that came out this week for the new Mutants movie. The thing to know, a bit of a spoiler if you don't know, is that they're taking us down the horror route.
Yeah, I was very surprised by this.
Yeah, it's a haunted asylum movie.
Basically, yeah. Dom initially, right at the same point where they want you to kind of feel this way. It's like, oh, it's mutants in a building, in a school or
Yeah.
some shit, trapped,
In a
gotta get out,
penitentiary,
you
yeah.
know. But it turns like really horror toned real quick, and you don't get to see a lot because it's the first one, it's teaserish, but you do see some weird stuff. But it seems like the cast list is following. Wolvesbane is being played by what's her name from Game of Thrones?
Macy Williams.
Macy Williams. I don't know anybody else's name, but the characters are Magic, Mirage. It looks like Danny Moonstar. Mirage is in there. I don't know who the dude is. He might be Richter, but
Well, I can give you the names.
Yeah,
of the
hit us
characters.
with it, hit us
Okay,
with it.
so we've got Wolfsbane, Magique or Magic,
Magic.
Cannonball,
Oh, okay.
Sun,
was him.
Cool.
Sunspot, and Mirage.
Right. Okay. So definitely saw all of them. Didn't see all their powers and abilities, but they're all in some crazy asylum-y kind of facility thing, and they're playing it straight for horror, which is
Cool.
because it's a different angle. It's something different. It's,
Yes.
You know, and kudos to Fox for just having the guts to kind of say, okay, we'll run with it. you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a little torn on this because this is taking superhero movies in a direction in turning it into a kind of movie that I usually steer away from.
But maybe that'll entice you to go and watch that kind of film.
This is true.
This is true because you're gonna watch this one
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Because of because at least at the very least it's like, oh well, let's see what this experiment is like. And keep in mind too, it's kind of taking them out of their normal thing. Like it's not what the New Mutants book ever was. Like
Yeah.
it was never like a horror kind of book or a thing. It was just another group of students at Xavier Academy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they were the new group, obviously, because they were called the
New Mutants.
right. Yep. See, we come together here like a fucking team, like a well lubricated machine.
Over me.
That's the machine. That's it. That's the
the
sound
loop.
of it. It's the wettest,
or was
wettest,
that-
wettest machine you ever heard.
Was that the sound of one of those body bags dropping from 2049?
Slump.
Ugh.
That's the only thing that scene was missing was some gas. Like,
You would think, right, when
You
you're
know,
making replicants,
yeah, you
that
know.
they let out that excess air out of their ass.
he's basically giving birth to a fawn.
Yeah.
You know. Jesus. So more on that later. So
Just saw a Pronto commercial, Bill.
no way. That had to be a local one. One of those.
Kind of
local-
want Pronto.
That's a pizza. That's a pizzeria. In case anybody's wondering, what is he talking about? Pizza. So, all right. So, New Mutants. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's just a teaser trailer. You don't get a lot out of it, but you get a good feel for the tone and the whole kind of approach they're doing. Then there's a trailer for Replicas that you guys watched.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves movie about replicas.
Yeah.
Am I a replica? It's just like Blade Runner 2, like 1.0, like 0.05.
Yeah, I thought it was like the Westworld movie spinoff.
It was like someone's like,
Yeah.
shit, I gotta change my script.
Yeah, it's weird. It's got Westworld here. There's Blade Runner. There's iRobot.
Right.
The robots do look a lot like.
And it looks like it's like 1995.
Story's a bit intriguing, though. Where they were going with it looks like his family was killed, and he's making them, cloning them, and
Yeah.
and he's getting in trouble politically and everything. So it seems like
And it comes down to, actually, it may not be clear in that trailer, but I was reading a thing from him. It's a Sophie's Choice thing where it's like, eventually, he's only got one clone left, and he's got to pick, like, between... granted, all this other crazy creepiness is going on, but it's like, do I bring my wife back or the youngest kid back?
See, that's cool. See, I think that's what you need, a little
Yeah.
different narrative.
Yeah.
You have familiar territory, and different, but you're bridging it with a different narrative. I appreciate that. I'd like to see this.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm a little mixed on this.
I need another trailer.
Yeah.
To say, I mean, it
Was
feels,
this the final trailer?
I'm
don't
I'm
think
not
so.
sure. This is the first I've heard of this movie.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I kind of go back and forth with it. It seems a little convoluted. Keanu's great in moments, and in other times he's hit or miss.
Yeah, no, it's true.
This is a soft trash for me for now.
Soft trash.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's the name of my band. Soft trash.
Well, this is a low cash
Okay.
for me.
all right.
I'll just cash it.
Yeah.
Because I'll see it.
Yeah, so am I.
I mean, no reason
Probably.
to put a specificity
I was just
to it.
trying to match his
It's a little early.
soft trash.
It's a little early to condemn it. All right, very cool. And then we, Professor Marston and the Wonder Women.
Yeah.
This movie's actually out in theaters right now.
And it's the story of the creator of Wonder Woman.
Yes, William Moulton Marston.
And they made it high drama in that fucking trailer, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still had a superhero
Well, that's the thing.
build on it, too. You know what I mean?
In the trailer, but I feel like the movie is probably like a very straightforward type of, here's the story of a guy, like.
Well, it's a pure. William Moulton Marston is one of the more intriguing.
Oh, I'm not
characters.
saying. I know there's kookiness.
Yeah.
I know he's kooky, but like the trailer just felt like dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
That's like,
Yeah.
whoa,
It
this
felt
is
like-
not Wonder Woman. Take it easy.
Yeah, it felt like a Wonder Woman.
Yeah, they were selling that so hard. But I mean, it is compelling. I mean, this guy, if you don't know, had some perversions. Seems like they all made it into Wonder Woman when he created the character.
Is this Bill Finger? No, right?
No. This is
William Moulton Marston.
William Moulton Marston.
But because I saw in the trailer he writes with an alias. That's why.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
wondering
no,
maybe
his-
Bill Finger would be his alias.
His alias was Charles Moulton.
Gotcha.
Right. That era, they all did that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also he was a prestigious college professor. He invented the lie detector.
Right. Which was a lie.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy then.
Yeah. He also had a wife and a
Mistress.
a mistress on the side who were best friends, and all three of them lived together in harmony.
Oh, it's got a happy ending after all.
Yeah.
In sexual harmony.
Happy ending. You know what I mean? Happy ending.
For everybody.
Until they teamed up one day and slit his throat while he slept.
And then we got Wonder Woman.
Did you know that he cheats on me? He cheats on me too.
I don't know with who, but we're gonna find that bitch. That's the romantic comedy version of that.
That was a horrible Cameron.
That is a
Diaz
movie. I was just gonna say that was a terrible Cameron Diaz movie.
So, all right. So that wraps up trailer trash. Well,
By the way,
actually,
Mutants
we're
looks
gonna
good.
cash that.
Yeah, I'm going into the city to see this tomorrow.
You're extreme cashing it. That's a high hope cash right there. Limited release. What did you say about?
Yeah, while you guys were chatting on about movies I had no interest in, I watched the new Mutants trailer.
Nice. See that?
It looks interesting.
It does. See that?
It's basically, scaring kids in a horror movie, but the kids have superpowers.
Yeah. So it's like, I guess you guys,
Try and fight back.
eventually they'll just blow up everything. I think that's how that's gonna go.
Quicksilver will come in and just run around the room a few times.
That's what I mean. It's like, a couple of you guys are really super powered. It's like you must all be doped up or something. There must be some kind of hold back on their abilities, I was thinking.
Maybe it's what's his name, David Legion.
Oh,
At the end, he's like, ha ha.
And it's like the
He
shitty
was
comic
just
book
messing
version.
around with everybody.
And it's the shitty comic book version with the giant flat top haircut that's 3 feet tall. It looks like, it's like fucking Eraserhead.
Why did I start thinking about Arcade? with the giant bow tie.
I don't know. But I think that's going to wrap up the trailer trash, and it brings us into the meanwhile section.
Meanwhile.
So let's not get too deep into Blade Runner. We've talked about it quite enough this week.
Yeah, I'll lead it off with Blade Runner.
And we're going to get into it deep later on, which is we're going to do a spoiler kind of breakdown. And I don't know if we'll be doing it live or off mic, but we'll be doing that. And so that'll go into the feed. So just general impressions and how you felt about it. We'll have a deeper breakdown for ourselves later on. Dom.
It's beautiful. Story-wise and cinematically. It's really all there is to say about it.
But
If
you
haven't
also-
seen it, you gotta fucking watch it.
I feel like what was interesting is because you watched the first one yesterday
Yeah.
to kind of
Last night,
to
very late.
familiarize yourself.
Yeah.
I opted to just go in
Right.
with what I could remember from the original. It's been a while since I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they kind of made it accessible. I feel like, it's obviously, there's mixed opinion on that, but it felt pretty accessible to me. There was an opening text kind of thing that kind of refreshed and brought you up to speed a little bit.
Very similar to the first movie too.
As long as you've seen the first one and you're familiar, I think, with all the kind of setups. Granted, seeing the first one and then seeing the second one would obviously bring much more clarity, but I don't feel like anything was particularly lost. I don't feel like there was anything where I was like, oh, who is that, or what is going on
there's just
here.
a few little Easter eggs throughout the film.
If you ask me, I think it's both yes and no.
Wait, did I?
You know what I mean?
Did I
I'm
ask-
just saying,
did I ask?
for fuck's sake, I'm just trying to fucking help you.
I'm just fucking with you. All right, go on. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, I can understand how people, think that they can't, that they don't need
Right.
to watch
No,
it, but I
absolutely.
think that you do.
Yeah, okay.
Every sense of the word you do.
Fair
You know
enough.
what I mean?
Right,
So
sure.
I think you should give it a watch soon.
Yeah, well, what's good now is that I can also now when I watch it, granted it's the opposite side, but I'll still be like, oh, okay, oh, all right, which is good.
Yeah, I think it's the kind of thing. I didn't talk about this movie last week unless you heard the after show. Because I was at my sister's wedding last week.
And you crashed the party over here.
Yeah. But just real quick, I thought this movie was visually gorgeous, and but visually gorgeous, but narratively questionable
and emotionally stunting.
Yes.
Like, what?
Yeah. I did not know what I was supposed to think coming out of this movie.
Okay.
And I compared it to a Grant Morrison graphic novel where it's like, this is amazing if I could only understand it. Like
it could. I get that.
And it could be that I'm just reading too much into it, and there's a hidden meaning that's not there that I'm just keep looking for. But it does give you this sense of wonder and breadth.
Breadth.
Yeah.
You gotta pronounce the D. Not enough people pronounce the D.
But I
more than one slice is breads.
That's true. That's true.
Loaf?
You will.
But yeah, I don't think you need to see the original before seeing this.
I disagree with that.
I think it helps. I think if you see it, you do appreciate things. But I think you can come into this and you will still get that sense because I think it explains what's going on pretty well.
Right.
You get the sense, but just like there's stuff to do with the holograms and all these wide shots.
We'll get into it later. We'll get into it later.
That's what we're.
You're well past basics.
Yeah.
But
we planned that for the after show. Then if we talk about it now, we won't have anything for the after show.
That's true.
Yeah.
We'll be all talked out about it.
Yeah.
But we liked it overall. Everybody liked it. It's definitely a cash.
Just go see it in the theater. Don't wait until it's out of theaters.
Yes.
It's a movie that you really need to witness to be in the theater.
I totally agree with that. I feel like it does the scope visually. All those giant panoramic kind of shots and all that. That stuff all sells. I mean, unless you got a giant TV and you're gonna sit like an inch away from it, then hey, fuck it. But I feel like it's definitely gonna be the best experience live in a theater.
Jay, meanwhile?
You got in here, Jay, there's a Spielberg HBO doc that started this week.
Yeah. Sorry. It's all right. Just enjoying myself with this thing.
What'd you have?
There's HBO docs did a thing on Spielberg. It's 2.5 hours long, too, but it deals a lot with his breadth of cinema. But he also talks about how his family life reflects in his movies.
Oh yeah,
his childhood, his family, and of course, how he felt like he hadn't grown as a director until he made Schindler's List, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Because you figure all he's accomplished. In his, breadth of cinema, you know what I mean? I mean, you had the Indiana Jones movies, you had E.T., you had Close Encounters, Jaws, and to think that he feels that he hadn't grown until he made an R-rated movie. But it was Schindler's List, and to be fair, that was something that was personal subject matter to him and how it affected him, and and how his movies kind of changed a little bit. You know what I mean? Ever since he made Schindler's List, some really great stories in there. A lot of cool behind-the-scenes footage. Definitely cash. And if you're a fan of film and you're a fan of him, you should take a look at that.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely.
And I personally recommend it to Ed.
Okay, I'll definitely check that out.
Right.
What else did you say?
And Starship Troopers, Traitor of Mars, I watched. We did a Trash or Cash to this a couple months back.
Okay.
It's a computer-animated Starship Troopers flick, and that's exactly what it is, and you should just enjoy it for what it is. It's more bugs, it's fucking guys in fucking futuristic suits blasting them apart. They deal with certain storylines from the first movie, which is cool. So on that front, I give it a nice little cash.
Cool.
I don't like bugs.
I had a couple things real quick.
Neither did Elmer Fudd.
I saw
That's true.
I saw a movie this week called The Foreigner, which is Jackie Chan and Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, Jackie.
Yeah, this would have been like the #1 movie of 1997.
Right.
But it's directed by Martin Campbell, who directed GoldenEye and Casino Royale and The Mark of Zorro. So there's great pedigrees here.
Back in 1997.
Yes.
Fair enough.
But it's really well executed. Great direction. Pierce Brosnan with an Irish accent. And
Ooh, that's a stretch.
yeah.
A lot of Pierce Brosnan
Does he
talk
do
on
Liam-
Wicked Theory this month.
But
my God.
what's funny is it's so thick that you think it's a fake Irish accent, and then you realize that Pierce Brosnan is actually from Ireland.
So he knows. So if anybody's gonna do it right, it's actually him.
Does,
me learn ya.
does Jackie get on the phone with him and do the Taken monologue?
No, well, actually, it's kind of like Jackie Chan is a tour de force in this, but it's kind of like the silent treatment. It's like he has this mission. His daughter died, and he thinks Pierce Brosnan knows who killed her, and he's just hunting him down. And just like he barely says a word in the movie. It's just basically like, I want names, and that's the best use of Jackie Chan dialogue I've seen in 20 years.
He's on mission. He's on assignment, and he's got no time for small talk.
My only complaint is like there's not enough of him. They spend too much time building all of the backstory, and but the action pieces that are there are really well done.
He's holding up.
Yeah.
Do you see the signs of age in his fighting?
There's 1 or 2 points where you're like, oh no, that's a stuntman.
Okay. Right. Well, I mean, I know he also doesn't do as much crazy over the top stuff himself as much as he used to, but he still is. So you do see him do some crazy shit, right?
Yeah.
It's a classic Jackie, like you didn't have to do that, but he does it anyway, kind of
You
thing.
didn't have to jump from one 50-story building to another.
Yeah.
Diagonally down across.
Without a safety belt, you know.
Yeah, and smash through a window.
Yeah, I know. But this is I'm gonna catch this.
All right.
Another quick TV show that I watched a couple of weeks ago. All the episode was on Pop, which used to be the TV Guide channel. But it's called Swedish Dicks.
Right.
I am eating these guys up.
Swedish cock.
You really need to think that line through.
No.
Right after
Nope, that's
saying
been
that
his
title.
bit. That's been his bit since last week.
Swedish Dicks. I was like down in these like 2 or 3 at a time.
We can't get enough of them.
Yeah.
Could not get enough.
Like, just give me all the Swedish dicks.
Yeah. Yes.
I'll take them.
Yeah.
Like a champ.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You
With
betcha.
The whole load with a smile.
With gusto. From top to bottom.
Yeah.
I know.
All night long.
Yeah.
There's a Chad and V somewhere that's loving this conversation.
Somebody.
Yeah,
I hope
it's-
somebody's loving it.
Yeah. It's Bill's favorite actor.
I'm loving it.
Did you
Jack,
feel
what's
like you had been given a facial when you were done watching?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you feel exhausted at the end? Did you feel like you had worked hard for this?
Did you need a cigarette
Well,
afterwards?
but you know what? Actually, there was kind of like a sense of euphoria that followed.
Okay, all right.
Sense of a pearl
Yeah.
necklace.
Afterglow.
Yeah.
Did you have to get a towel and clean up? Did I go too far with that?
What do you mean?
The sweat, because it's a high.
Oh well, yeah.
It's a lot of intensity going on.
Yeah,
It's
you know. I was sitting down the whole time. But,
Bob,
you
write
know.
down pearl
well,
necklace
you know.
for the things.
So
It's up here.
yeah, but this is
he's like Martha Wayne.
Yeah.
Martha Wayne reference.
yeah, but this is Bill's favorite actor, Peter Stormare.
Yes, yes. One of those guys.
No,
I'm
he's
just
great.
like
He's
that
great.
guy.
Yeah, who plays the detective, private eye, who comes from Sweden and runs into this DJ also from Sweden, and they decide to join
course.
forces and form a detective agency called the Swedish Dicks.
And as you can tell,
Yes.
it's a farce.
Yes. Keanu Reeves is actually in about half the episodes in flashbacks playing this great stuntman actor.
Gotcha.
Who's also Swedish.
Yeah, but he has a Texas accent in this. And it's just like you could just tell they're just having fun. It's nonsensical fun. Go see it.
Sounds perfect.
Yeah, and one last thing.
Yeah, what is this? I don't know what
One
this
last
is.
thing. So you guys all know I'm a huge Richard Cheese fan.
Oh boy.
See what you did, Bill?
Oh my God.
It's two
See what
things.
you did?
It's two things.
Yeah.
Good googly
it's,
movie.
it's Star Trek and Richard Cheese.
Yeah. So and don't forget DC Comics.
And live debate. But go on.
So in 3 short days, this Tuesday, the 17th, Richard Cheese's new album, Licensed to Spill,
I love it.
is
Yeah.
going to drop. And over the course of the last,
Are you camping out at Tower Records for this?
It's gonna take you a while to find a Tower Records.
Actually, I have an autographed copy of the CD on back order.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Are you getting? Are
an
you?
autograph copy?
Yeah.
I was just saying, you're not getting a vinyl.
Through Bandcamp, yeah.
Wow, from Bandcamp.
No, it was pricey.
The vinyl is available, but I'm not paying that.
No, but you can pre-order at shop.richardcheese.com.
Okay.
But
do you know anything that's going to be on there? Do you know?
well, that's the thing. Over the last
Okay.
couple of weeks, on his Facebook page,
Oh,
he's been
teasing?
He's been teasing the track list one
Okay.
by one, and now they're all finally up. So I'm just going to read them off real quick.
And we'll try to imagine the Richard Cheese version of some of these songs.
Yeah, so we've got Get the Party Started by Pink. Paradise City, originally by Guns N' Roses.
Oh, that'll be good.
Panda, originally by Designer.
Oh, my gosh.
Girls, originally by the Beastie Boys.
Oh, wow. That's going to be fucked up.
Despacito by Fonzie and Daddy Yankee.
Oh, wow.
Work by Rihanna.
Work.
Oh, what a work.
Darkness, No Parents, the Batman theme from the Lego movie.
Oh, my God. Okay. I'm surprised you got the rights for that.
Well, he was in the Lego movie for 5.8 seconds.
That's true. It's a reference. It's an appearance.
Man in the Mirror by
Michael Jackson?
Yeah. Which was actually done live in Vegas.
Okay.
Stay With Me by Sam Smith.
Oh, wow.
The Reason by Hoobastank. I Wish I Was a Baller by Skee-Lo. He does a version of the Cars for Kids commercial.
Oh, my God.
Which, if you don't live in New York,
I don't know if you know it.
It's the scariest thing. I have violent physical reactions whenever I hear the Cars for Kids commercial.
And it's understandable.
Cars for kids.
Don't even fucking start.
Cards for kids.
I will break that guitar.
I'm not playing the guitar, Red.
I don't think it's a fair trade. I'm just gonna say, like, if I don't think a car is worth a kid. I'm just saying, I don't think it's a fair trade.
I don't think a kid's worth a car.
Either or, you know what I mean?
Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi.
All right, that sounds right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
The Wonder Woman theme. So let's see what he gets into for that electric cello.
But no, I would think he's probably going to the old TV show. 'Cause
Oh,
that's got lyrics.
That's right. Wonder Woman.
Right, Wonder Woman.
You're a Wonder Woman.
Everybody loves everything that you do. That's not how it goes, but that's the
kind of
that's the melody.
Yeah, pretty much.
Look What You Made Me Do by Taylor Swift.
Oh, gosh.
The Choice Is Yours by Black Sheep.
The choice is yours. Engine number 9. Oh, it's a hip hop thing from the 90s.
And the closer is It's the End of the World as We Know It by REM.
Oh.
So it's 17 tracks.
It's a very good track list for him.
Yeah.
I'm actually, because I'm up there with you. I'm not as much as you, obviously. You're in the fan club, I think. You're on the mailing list. But I'm with you, Ed. I'm with you for that. The bowling alley is open upstairs. That's not the flapping. That's somebody else in the back room. That's the Fat Master General.
I have nightmares about that noise.
Who doesn't? So I guess now we got no chat game going on. So we are well ahead of normal time.
Rushing us for no reason.
I didn't rush anybody this week. I stalled on a couple things. I was like,
That was Swedish, not
I was
Russian.
letting people go actually. A couple times where my instinct was to actually kind of shut it down. I just let it go. But we're at an hour, so we got room. We got wiggle room.
What about email?
Do we have
We do.
emails?
We do. We can go to those now if you want to. I was gonna.
It's going to take us about 20 minutes.
That's true. We do have a couple, so that's actually a good call.
Yeah,
Maybe Bobby segues.
And I got a sound effect for it. Emails. Get your hot, fresh emails. All right, let's see what we got here in the old email machine. All right, let's go into the actual inbox, you moron. I'm talking to myself. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's go back to the beginning of the week. Let's roll it back. Who do we got? We got one from James Hazelton Jr.
Jimmy.
He's talking about the Star Wars trailer. Okay, I woke up, went to YouTube, but I've seen and heard no reaction from anyone else so as not to influence mine, which is, wow, this guy's going off. Let's see how long this is. Jesus Christ.
He said he heard nothing from anyone
When
on
he
the Star Wars show?
when he woke up, I guess any of the people that he follows, I guess in general, I don't know.
That's odd because it blew the fuck up all week.
Yeah, exactly. Blew the fuck up in moments. So he's like, they've ripped off Empire Strikes Back. Instead of both, we get a red dust of Hoth, I guess. We get a red dust desert with Imperial walkers attacking a ground base. Instead of Dagobah, it's a mountain. But like, does this Yoda impersonation? What? His spell check is on automatic because it just constantly fucking readjusts weird names. I guess Kylo was the last raw untamed power he speaks of. I'm not going to get into all this because it's actually like it's too super specific to the questions because he's literally calling out very specific things in the trailer.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
And that's fine because he's kind of doing a breakdown of it. But it's like, we're not all going to remember everything he's goofing on.
I actually saw.
What the hell is that damn gerbil doing out of its cage? That's pretty funny.
Hey, that guy was cute.
That guy isn't supposed to replace.
I've just seen like
the still shot of the
still
porg?
shots of him. Yeah.
He wants to know if that guy is supposed to replace Han Solo.
Hopefully.
I think he's just cute enough.
He and Harrison Ford cute.
Let's see here. He's cashing it all the way, though.
Doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's just calling questions. Yeah, I think he's just trying to be some snarky stuff in here.
But to be fair,
he's asking hard questions about what's shown, and I'm trying to skip over that stuff.
well, you know what? If he wants, I'll easily dissect it for him. In my
Yeah,
style.
hey,
not
look.
later, like in a separate video.
Hey, like Jay is down for DMing.
Because I think he's totally fucking off.
And Jay loves DMs.
What?
Direct messages on Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, you're following James. James is following you, I believe.
Yeah. I'll send them a personal one.
Do some personal videos like, yeah, you're fucking wrong.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. So,
fuck you.
So he's saying this is cash. Notice that it's all lowercase letters, not an excited all caps. Cash.
Yeah, well, it's nice to be wrong.
I'll probably keep it like that. I'll probably hit the cheap discount theater. I'm sure it'll be on the big screen for a while, so Disney can milk every dime they can out of it. Yeah, no shit.
James, fuck you with that email.
That's obvious.
That email
It's
sucked
a little bit
cock.
obvious. A little bit obvious. So we got another one from Chad Rose here. It says, "Are you buying the Spore travel in Star Trek?" In the new Star Trek, I guess. It's a
Okay,
kind of Spore-based thing. Like I'm behind.
Confession: I have not purchased CBS All Access.
Ooh.
All I saw was the one episode or the half episode they ran on CBS.
Ed, neither have I, and I haven't missed an episode.
I just got a deep space communication from the Federation, and they say your membership's been revoked.
Well,
you
know
are
what?
now no longer to serve on the
You gonna let that punk get away with that?
You know
What's
what?
the matter with you?
You know what? I'm with Seth MacFarlane. I'm a union man now.
Oh, that's it. You're on the you're in with those guys now. I got you.
No, basically,
Yeah.
what's going on in the new Star Trek is the ship that she was on. She was someone made a deal
That's why I
with
got
her.
angry.
Right. So she ends up on this ship that is doing experiments.
Okay.
Right. It's one of two ships doing the same experiments, trying to like get positive results. I guess faster that way.
I got you.
So one ship blows up.
Oh, okay.
And then the next ship, she's on that one. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that they were working on this whole spore-based technology. They found this spore that can actually be used as a way, like gliding through space, like in seconds. Like you can go from the Alpha Quadrant to the Zeta Quadrant.
Okay.
Like in 2 seconds.
Right.
So the problem is, they're telling her that it's like, oh yeah, it's like a harmless creature that is mass produces in the billions and billions that we need to do this.
Right.
But it's not. It's this giant monstrous animal that can break loose at any second.
Okay. So they were
And
kind of
that's what
lying
happened-
about it.
Yeah, and that's what happened on the first ship.
Okay. All right. So how do you feel?
Basically,
He's like, how do you feel about
the
it?
idea is interesting.
Yeah.
I like that idea better than I do the way the Klingons look.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna jump in. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. With
Well, no one's calling you out.
With
It's
my
okay.
with
Don't worry
my
about it.
sister getting married and launching a new podcast. I've had
Stop.
some things going on.
Stop. Don't worry. The Federation is not.
Don't
calling
explain
you.
yourself. Fuck that shit.
That was all a joke. I did not receive a communication from the Federation.
Okay, thank you.
Although it rhymes nice.
You do what
That
you
sounds like
gotta
a
do.
Beastie
Ed.
Boys album. Communication
From the Federation. I'm telling y'all, it's a communique. All right.
But Orville's great, isn't it?
But Orville this always comes back to Orville. No matter
Orville's
what
excellent.
happens with the Star Trek talk. Orville is everything that Star Trek Next Generation.
Well, I
would
like
have been if it
I
kept
like
on
the
going.
fact that some episodes they're being more serious, other ones they're being a little more loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
and they're addressing all the bullshit that was in all the Star Treks past.
Right.
Like the things, and I've talked to you about this before, and I think I mentioned this to you, like the whole, that whole block that they couldn't get into that was attached to the panel.
Yeah.
And then he comes out with the ancient battery operated drill. He's like, I got an idea.
Yeah.
Drill. Oh wow, that worked.
It takes a 20th century tool to get
Took 2 seconds to drill a hole in the friggin' thing,
Right.
and then the Mr. Computer guy, I don't worry about
Isaac.
him so much.
Yeah.
Isaac.
Yeah, the android.
He his tendrils go into the thing, and
there you go.
Yeah, and it's pretty much 90s Star Trek with dick jokes.
kind
And not even really
Yeah.
dick jokes. I mean, it is kind of like fratish, almost kind of humor.
Yeah, it'll go that way.
Yeah, it would, but it's not constant.
It's not. Doesn't feel like it's planned to go that way. It's like
I-
wherever they end up, if there's a situation that presents itself, they make fun of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like there's anything forced about it.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
find a moment within it.
But it's like the episode this week, they went undercover with this alien race, and they found out that they worship this god called Avis.
Yeah.
The whole time they're like, "Would you like to say a prayer?" The guy
Yeah.
goes, "Avis, we try
try
harder."
And the other one's like, yes, that's a good prayer. Yeah. All right. So with that, let's move on to a little fellow we know.
Wesley.
Goes by the name of Wesley Gaskins.
Wesley.
Hey, you gentlemen. First off, sorry for missing tonight's live show. I actually had plans to go to a horror walkthrough at Busch Gardens. So the real horror is that I'm missing the show live. So here's some questions.
I'm sure that's good.
What is something that you would play as a background sound to work on a project? So
Lo-fi hip hop channel on
YouTube. There you go.
YouTube.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Me and Dom, big fans of those these live music channels that you can find on YouTube. People, so almost any genre really, but
No, it's got to be something a little more. Depends on the situation. Like
it depends on the project.
Yeah,
absolutely.
if you have a deadline coming up, maybe you need the theme for Mission Impossible. Down.
Yeah.
Down,
You need something that's
down,
got some
you know
tension
what
built in, or maybe a few more beats per minute. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some thrash or something like high tempo. Always help get the work done. I think it really depends on the project though, because like something like because I know he does craft stuff like in like some he makes like some homemade like he did the eggs. He made some eggs for from Game of Thrones and these kinds of things every once in a while. I don't think he cosplays per se, but he makes stuff. He's crafty.
I think he cosplays a little bit. He cosplayed for my birthday.
That's true. That's true. You did get a video from some Sith Lord.
Yeah,
from Virginia.
Darth Wesley.
Darth Virginia. But yeah, so like I think that varies. I will say that usually I do like to dig out instrumental stuff because sometimes that helps me be a little bit more focused. I don't get lost in like things as easily. Like the music is just there. I don't mean like soundtracks necessarily, but I'll find instrumental like songs from bands.
It's because the lyrics kind of personify the song a little bit.
Yeah.
You need an instrumental to
and it kind of
direct it to what you need it for.
Yeah, especially if you're writing and you're writing dialogue.
Yes.
Yeah, that you need something that's kind of a lot of times soundtracks, basically anything John Williams. you know, that's
sure.
Never go wrong with
Some of that Sergio Leone.
That's you talking about
Morricone.
Ennio
Whoever.
Morricone's.
That too.
Yeah.
Macaronis.
Him too. Yeah, macaroni saison.
He scored that Blu-ray that's right next to you, my
That
friend.
Blu-ray.
That Blu-ray.
Which one is
The
that?
thing. John
This was
Carpenter's. That's Uncle Jay's favorite horror movie.
Uncle Jay's favorite horror movie, John Carpenter's The Thing. He gave me a copy last night.
Yes, I did.
On Blu-ray.
Elmer Bernstein too. You see some
Oh yeah.
some great comedy scores and like this
Animal House.
Yeah.
Landis used him a lot.
Yeah.
He also scored the heavy metal soundtrack. He was a National Lampoon composer too.
So here's one that we kind of we're almost like talking about really. What are some great movies with great extras? I think you and Jay would probably be the best to kind of go over that. Like you probably need to think about it for a second. I think to kind of recall, but like.
Yeah, I can only think of movies with bad extras. There's
sometimes the pain is it's easier to remember than.
There's one moment in Star Trek Generations where they destroy the Klingon ships, and Data has the emotion chip, so he's like cueing all these outbursts, and he just goes up and says, "Yes!" And if you look in the background,
Yeah.
there's a guy right behind him who does a fist pump right before Data.
It's a
and
GIF
he
now.
Steals
It's a
his
meme.
thunder.
I think it's a meme. I think it's a GIF meme now. You can look
great.
that up, and because I've seen it. I don't know if it's the exact same shot, but it's Data doing a yes, like a
Yeah.
straight down fist thump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's making a face and everything. I've seen it a lot in but
Yeah.
but let's great extras though. Great extras. I don't know. It's a tough question. Great movies with great extras.
So he's talking about like DVD editions that have the best extras. Is that what he's
Oh,
saying?
I thought he meant like background actors. That's what I was talking
That's
about.
funny.
There's a guy in the background.
I'm like,
who
why are you
ruins
bringing that one up? That's great.
Because
That's
there's a guy
great.
in the background who does the fist bump
Well,
before Data
yeah,
and
well,
steals his thunder.
That's why
Either way-
I'm sitting here like wondering what the hell's going on between everybody because you're saying one thing and he's saying something else. I'm like,
Yeah.
What's the
What?
connection? Right. Well, that's a good point. He doesn't get really specific. It just says great movies with great extras. It goes either way, I guess.
Great movie with great. Well, yeah. I mean,
oh, you know what? Another great movie that's coming out. It's got great extras.
Yeah.
He's going to be buying one. It's the Black Sabbath, The End.
Right.
It's
right.
coming with great extras when you buy
Okay.
the limited edition
Yeah.
one, right?
There you go. Concert film
There
for
you go.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah,
Best concert.
I think the ultimate DVD package has to be the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Probably.
extended
Oh
editions.
my God.
however, if he's like just interested in seeing like just movies with extras,
Is
Arrow Video.
yeah? Is that the
Look
one
at
that
their-
comes with the catheter and the 2-liter bottle?
Lord of the Rings. You're talking
Yeah,
about.
the Lord of the Rings and the diapers.
Yeah.
The 24-hour disc.
Anyway, Arrow Video is a company that's been putting out a lot of great cult titles.
Sure.
But they have a UK division,
Mm-hmm.
United Kingdom, and they have rights to movies like The Burbs and
Okay.
fucking Killer Clowns from Outer Space with crazy gaggle of fucking extras. on them.
Right. These re-releases come out.
I'm just telling Wesley, go to Arrow Video and check out their catalog and pick
There you
one.
go. There you go.
Terminator 2 also has a huge
Yeah.
extra set.
By the way, about 10 years ago, when they had like Texas Chainsaw and Amityville, these great horror remakes going around, I had a pitch idea to do like a gritty, hard-nosed reboot of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I thought it would have been the ultimate satire. And
You told me.
yeah, never got a meeting.
A gritty, hard, grounded reboot that's actually a satire.
Well, we
Yeah.
spoke
Okay.
about that.
No,
and
but
we
like
think it-
that's like the spoof is like we're gonna take this and try to Killer Clowns
Okay,
from Outer
right.
Space
I gotcha.
and try to make it grounded and serious.
But the thing is that they made an attempt and it worked on its own. And
Yeah, well, I think the way you make that work is you just simply make them not realize that they're wearing clown makeup. They just don't know that they look the way that they look
Yeah.
when they're doing everything, and everyone else is freaking
They
out.
were freaky looking, those things.
They were.
Like,
They
you
were.
know
They
what I
were.
mean? For
They were.
its
They were
time.
scary. They meant to look it on purpose.
So Wesley's got one more question here. Do you think that Hugh Hefner is really in a better place?
No.
Like, I think the
he's not.
emphasis is supposed to be on better. Like, you know,
not.
like,
He's
could
not.
it be better than he was having it
I
here?
don't think so.
Either or, wherever he's at, like, you know, top upstairs or downstairs. That's a very
It all
funny
depends
quote.
on.
Well, I think by the end, they were basically just patting him on the head.
Well, yeah, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
You know?
It all depends on the depiction of heaven. If heaven means that you have like
Yeah.
149 titties in your face, you know what I mean?
I mean,
Hefner
he'll
had
be
that.
bored. He's like, I've been there. Done that.
Hefner had that in one morning.
I want to know. I want to know where that extra titties coming from.
That was the joke.
He's very inclusive like that, you know? All right, so I think that answers that. And then he wraps up with, that'll do, pig, that'll do.
Oh, Babe reference.
Babe reference. Babe. Everybody loves Babe.
I was always more of a Porky fan.
And actually,
Why
I'm
do you
sorry,
have to choose?
we do have more emails. Jesus Christ. We got another one from James Hazelden. Another weekly rundown. Very busy week. Lots of stuff to do. Love my tradition of watching the sunrise like some people like sunset. What is this, a Hallmark card? If I time it right, I just finished my coffee just as I see the sun. What is going on? I hope Ed had a good time at the wedding. Being the best man is a boon when it comes to getting a bridesmaid. But
All right, I need to clear this up. I was not the best man.
right.
I was a groomsman,
I apologize.
which is why I would have done my spiel at the rehearsal dinner, not at the wedding proper,
Right.
not at the reception. I wasn't going to do it twice. There was a miscommunication. I had a lovely time. Yeah, it was really fun.
Right.
Did you get laid?
No.
Okay. Had to ask.
So here he goes. He goes, I know you don't get into politics, and I'm not wanting to go deep or heavy into the politics of it, but with the whole Hollywood sex abuse stuff and Ben Affleck being drawn into it, just as the new Justice League movie promos push starts, do you think it will have any effect on the movie now that Batman is an accused sexual predator? It's like DC movies are just cursed. They finally start to have some good and get good, and then things like this start to happen.
I mean, I wouldn't really call that politics.
No, fair enough. But like that, he's just kind of saying like we don't usually even broach that kind of shit in general.
Well, is it Batman or is it like his association with them?
You know what I mean? Well, that's
with
the thing.
sexual
It's a Ben Affleck thing he did, freaking, because he's talking about this thing where he groped a girl's breast on TV, on an MTV appearance like 10 or something years ago.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to congratulate the guy, but
no, and I think sexual predator is a hard term because I feel like, he molested this chick and it's fucking wrong, but by the time the movie comes out, I don't think this is going to be the thing that pulls steam from the movie.
Yeah, no, I think Batman is above this.
And I think anybody who has anything come up in the next couple of days, like. You're going to get forgotten because of Hurricane Weinstein that's just going to be blowing through.
Yeah. And
it just keeps blowing on through town.
Yeah, really. After with everything that's going on, it's like it just keeps piling on.
Every day there's more stuff about him.
Yeah.
Wait, Ben Affleck grabbed the boob?
That's it. Well, you're bad too, but this guy.
Yeah. I mean,
bad Ben, give me a hand.
That's night and day.
Yeah. I think if anything,
on another day, maybe, but with this going on, no, he's never going to get any traction.
I mean, I think if anything, this might lead him to walk away from the role sooner than he would have liked to. Although my bet is that he's gonna drop out of being Batman after Justice League anyway.
Yeah, this is not gonna factor into that.
Yeah, but I don't think this is gonna affect the movie.
No. All right, so I'm not sure. I think the major fan base will stay, but it's a toss-up with all the feminists to get to support Wonder Woman, or will they boycott Batman? I'm curious how to play out if this Affleck stuff gets worse. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Deadpool 2, any news on it? I'm thinking this will be even more epic than the first because now it's a sequel. He's got all that wow stuff from the first movie pushing that the people love so much and the money behind it. It improved to do whatever you want to with this kind of thing. It's Deadpool, so it's pointless to say. I don't know. He kind of lost track of me there with that sentence. You know what I mean? Crazy logic. I don't know. I think he's really saying it because it's a movie that kind of breaks the mold. Yeah. Going to continue to do that story-wise.
Yeah, I think he can.
Yeah.
Sure.
The interesting thing with Deadpool is that Tim Miller walked away because he wanted to do a big splashy sequel, and Ryan Reynolds wanted to keep it low budget.
Right, keep it a little more grounded.
Well, I think just more so to manage expectations so that they could do more creatively. I think the fact that you're getting Cable and Domino in here show that the world's expanding.
Yeah.
I think it's something that's probably going to be very different from the original, but is still going to be have the same teeth, and you're going to have a lot more fun.
I kind of wish you really hadn't said all that because that's kind of what I was going to say, and now I got nothing.
Thief.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Thief.
But no, yeah, you kind of hit all the points right there. Ed. I think it's like it's going a little bigger. But not like let's just go crazy because we can now, which is good.
I think that's good because now that once they have a successful second movie, they have somewhere they can go for a third.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They don't suffer from that issue.
They still have ceiling.
Right.
You know what I mean? They still have ceiling room. So
that's good.
I think that's smart, and I think Ryan Reynolds is being smart for doing it that way.
So he goes.
Be humble.
Bitch, be humble soon.
Yeah.
He says, okay, this is definitely long enough now. You all have a good rest of the show. Thank you. Thank you for letting us go back to the show.
And Ryan Reynolds has come a long way since, I think it was Love Potion #9 with Sandra Bullock, her first movie.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
No, their second movie was, Ed? The Vanishing. The remake. And I covered for you.
Thank
with
you.
That whole thing.
That's a reference to the Halloween episode.
I explained, the difference.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to me, just that ending in The Vanishing makes it.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
All right.
I got one more email here.
All right.
Oh, I'm gonna guess. Let me guess. Steph.
Bob, ring the bell for yourself, Bob. This one's from Stephanie Muna.
Sorry, I got to be musical. I got one note. I am the musical director. Am I not?
You're having an Uncle Jay moment.
I'm trying to drown myself with the coffee. If I drink and breathe at the same time.
I don't think it works that way.
All right, so she says, hey, yous guys, I just want to say a quick thank you for awarding me the prize for my Wolf Girl entry during yesterday's contest for the Halloween special. So thank you.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.
You're most welcome.
Well deserved.
It was fun to be back in the Mixler chat. It's been far too long. It's hard to find the free time sometimes, plus I enjoy listening to the show on Monday at work. I did feel bad for Zombie John and Wesley. They had some really good ones as well. I'm glad. They really did.
They did.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad.
That's why the debate was such a heated one. It went on for so long.
It kind of went on for so long because we all kind of had different personal favorites, and it's like, oh, shit, our choices aren't lining up. I did feel bad for Zombie John and Wesley. They had some really great ones as well. I'm glad it was finally put to an end with a coin toss. That was going on far too long. I look forward to receiving my prize, though. Now, this is going to be a random question and probably not really in your wheelhouses, but it's fresh in my brain. If you would get the chance to get tickets to see Hamilton, would you go or pass? That'll do it for me. Take care, fellas. Your pal, Steph.
Go.
I would go.
Of course
I'd go
I'd
see
go.
Hamilton.
I'm
down for it. I mean, you have to give me free tickets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those are expensive tickets.
They're a little pricey, and it's a long wait. You know, now it's like freaking.
And you'd have to have
It's
a
like
time
2
machine
years,
because
and
I want to
it's-
see Lin-Manuel Miranda.
It's at least $500 a ticket now.
Something like that. Oh man, definitely original cast. Yeah,
OG cast.
Actually, I think the Guns N' Roses tickets were cheaper.
Oof. Yeah, but Hamilton's still a better show.
Yeah. Although there's always a chance that Slash will reach over and strangle
But it's not,
Axel.
the odds aren't high enough. If he hasn't done it by this point, Slash, he missed his opportunity to choke that fucker out. All right, yeah. I mean, I think it's a pretty easy hit from me, Dom and Ed. It may not be Jay and Bob's particular cup of tea or something, but
Was it George Hamilton?
now that's a musical you'll go see, right? Song's all about how dark the tan is.
Exactly. It's got to be total dark Malibu tan.
Everybody thinks I'm Mexican, but I'm not. I'm just really tan again.
Let's not forget his great entry into the superhero genre, Zorro, the Gay Blade.
That's right.
Well, I guess everybody gets a movie, huh?
Yeah.
And horror, because Love at First Bite.
Yes.
I thought you because of the same movie. I was gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
Now there's he had a little stint with a bunch
Yeah,
of movies at one point.
that was a spoofy
Yeah.
mess
Mm-hmm.
kind of.
Spoofy mess.
But it was a hit. That was the thing about it.
that was the thing. I remember actually being in junior high school, and they decided to play a movie for everybody, and it was a big deal back then to get an actually Hollywood movie into the auditorium.
Right.
But it wasn't supposed to be that movie. It was supposed to be something else. But so they played it. They started playing it, and it's kind of like it's not really just for kids. It's really
It's got some adult
yeah.
themes.
It's got some naked boobs and stuff.
Yeah,
So-
well, he did that. They did that
In
in,
the middle.
PG movies back
Yeah,
then.
yeah, right. He did that in PG movies. So in the middle of everything, stop the movie and send everybody back.
Isn't
to
it
class.
amazing that like back in the '80s we were like cooler about shit, and now
Well, it didn't
it's
get
like,
out.
It's like reversed.
Shit didn't get out. It's like I always use the sexual predator thing. Now we know that sexual predators are all over the neighborhood because there's an app for it.
Yeah.
But
Definition of sexual
there's not-
predator is different too, though.
Yeah, but
you know?
there were really no fewer sexual predators in the neighborhood 30 years ago. We just
Right, you
didn't
didn't
really
know.
know that they were
Yeah,
there.
no, that's
Right,
fair
they weren't
enough.
caught
You
yet.
know,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you were okay with everybody running around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Now
Right.
you know. Oh, that guy got caught peeing in public. That one, you know what I mean?
It reminds me of Bill Burr's got a thing. I watched it not too long ago. Maybe I'll play it in the after show. But he's like, oh, yeah, they're everywhere now. The news will have you think they're everywhere. I'm not going near anybody's kids. I'm not getting accused of anything. Keep that shit away from me. Like, you know? Is that a kid? Is that a kid? All right, let's wrap it up. Yeah, because you fell flat. So
Yeah.
I'm not Bill Burr. I can't do his material. Jay, as you cough it out, how about Ed? Ed, I'm going to wrap up the show because we're done for now, but we're going to stay live for the
Okay.
after show.
Okay.
But before we do that, to wrap this up,
Okay.
we tell people where they can find us if they want to continue to get to know us
At Edward O'Hare TBD.
on the Twitters.
Yes.
All right, that's where we're all at. Dom, eyes over here, right?
Dev's just scored, man.
Yeah, baby.
Devs, what is that? The development team?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, development team.
You can follow me on Twitter at Dom_Tory.
Torre.
2 R's.
And you are Bob, and where can people find Bob?
I'm at Bob WTPC.
I love it. Jay?
I'm Uncle Jay at Jason Chickalese on the Twitters.
All right.
And Bill?
Oh, me? Oh, I'm at Wicked Theory. The show is at wickedtheory.com. You can find episodes on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and then wherever good podcasts are given away for free, or for a reasonable price, I guess.
Yeah.
Support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Wicked Theory. Join us live every Saturday on Mixlr, mixlr.com/Wicked-Theory.
Flash.
7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Trash.
If you're listening live, hang around. We're gonna play a little tune or two. Actually, just one. And then we'll come back for the after show and we'll talk more nonsense and such things.
Blade Runner 2049 review.
Maybe. Hey, Bob, why don't you take us the fuck out of
The Wicked Theory podcast is heard live every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern until whenever. Just go to mixlr.com/wicked-theory. Mixlr is MIXLR. Sign up to join the chat. Then click the follow button to get reminders whenever the show goes live. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, wherever good podcasts are given away for free, and at wickedtheory.com. You can support the show at patreon.com/wickedtheory. There you can get the after show if you miss it live. God forbid. Plus other exclusive episodes. As always, send your emails to podcast@wickedtheory.com.